How's it going, everyone? Welcome to IDK Off-Road. I'm John. I'm going to go over something a little different today. We are going to talk a bit about what to expect when wheeling with different size groups. This is mainly geared towards new off-roaders, well, like myself. However, if any of you vets out there have some pointers or advice, please feel free to post them in the comments, as I know I'd like to hear from you, and I'm sure others would as well. So let's get to it. Your off-road experience is going to be vastly different depending on how many rigs you have lined up at that trailhead. I've done runs ranging from a couple rigs all the way up to around 30 or more. Yeah, you heard that right. I think I counted 32 on a run a little while ago. In fact, large groups aren't actually all that rare. So let's break this down into small groups ranging from 2 to 6 rigs, give or take, and large groups of, let's say, 7 to 30-ish. Now, depending on the people, there can be quite a bit of overlap here. A group of 10 experienced drivers can smash through a trail pretty quickly. So consider the following as more of a general guideline of what to expect. Generally speaking, when going on a run, everyone meets up at a predetermined and easy to find location. For us up here in Canada, it's usually a Timmy's. For a small group, this isn't an issue as there's more than enough parking. Everyone grabs quick coffee, says hello, and then we follow the trail guide to the trailhead. The trailhead is the beginning of the run where a stop is made, both to air down your tires and maybe get a brief from the guide as to what to expect. Depending on the difficulty and those without winches like myself, a marching order can be established to ensure guys like me can be winched from the vehicle to the front and to the rear. This is the time for any final questions or concerns you might have. For example, as I like to film things, I talk to the trail guide and the rest of the crew about possible obstacles to stop at, and if I can get to the front of the pack to be able to film more rigs, stuff like that. Now, with a small group, this is very important for me, as the run is usually faster paced, and it's good to get a sense of how many stops and how slow the group is willing to go without detracting from their fun. So as I just mentioned, smaller groups are usually faster paced runs. There is no need to wait long times for everyone to get over an obstacle, meaning more time in your rig doing what you came out to do. The only time stops are really made are for the larger obstacles or if someone gets stuck. Even these stops are pretty quick, as someone will jump out and spot for everyone crossing or climbing or whatever. Once it's clear, it's go time. At these points, I'm usually running around like a headless chicken trying to get footage, as I don't want to hold up the run. So a small group can cover quite a bit of ground in a day due to the fact that the waiting time is very little. Essentially, when it comes to wheeling in a small group, you'll be in your rig and driving. So pack easy-to-eat snacks, ensure you got some water, and get ready to bounce around for a few hours straight with very little to no breaks. Make sure you stay close to your rig on stops, as when it's time to go, there isn't much time for screwing around. This is where I've learned the majority of my off-road know-how up to this point. You got to stay alert the entire run. Observe the lines the vehicle in front of you is taking, and pay close attention to your spotter. As for how long these small group runs take, well, it can be anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, longer, and even up to a full day maybe. Now, if you're a new wheeler or film stuff like I do, simply let the trail guide know. I've never had an issue with people slowing down the run a bit for me, but know that these small groups aim to get as much wheeling in as possible, unless they're taking out a brand new wheeler, in which case they know it will be a bit of a slower run. Larger groups, especially the 20 to 30 rig runs, are completely different. The more rigs on a run, the slower it will be. It's as simple as that. These are more of your quote-unquote social runs. Same principles apply to starting off, however, the initial venue might change for the meeting depending on how many rigs attend. So grab your double-double before showing up. Mainly, these larger runs, from what I've seen anyways, are usually your stock-friendly or at least stock-doable trails, allowing for right-off-the-lot rigs to participate. However, the guides usually find a few play areas like rock pits or even a difficult trail that branches off and comes back to the main pack for more capable rigs to get some extra fun in. Due to the number of rigs, when completing an obstacle, the trail guide will continue driving a ways before stopping. This is to allow for other rigs to have space and not bunch up on the obstacle itself. This is very important for everyone to follow, or more delays will happen. During these stops, many people get out and either just chat with each other or film with their phones and GoPros. Usually a spotter or two will be present to help with picking a safe line. For massive runs, this can take anywhere between 10 to 30 minutes depending on the obstacle. Easy. Sometimes even longer. So that's where the social aspect comes into play. On the lower end of larger runs, it doesn't take nearly as long, but it's enough time to get out and watch for sure. So as you're probably guessing right now, these runs usually last between 4 to 6 hours minimum, even longer in some cases. Pack a lunch for sure, and snacks. You might not get off the trail until after supper. There'll be plenty of time for walking around or just chatting it up with folks. Just make sure when it's your turn to go, you are ready, even in the play areas. Do what you want to do, go have some fun, and then line up for the next bit of trail. Play areas can take a long time if people aren't on the ball. It's great to socialize and watch some more of the tricked out rigs do their thing, but understand that there are those that might want to get going, so try not to take too long. These runs can be really fun if you go into it knowing it's going to be a full day with quite a bit of stops. If you're prepared for that, then you'll be ahead of the game. These runs are a great way to meet new people, say hi to old friends, and especially learn a thing or two. Watch how people tackle a rock wall differently. Listen to the spotters and see how the drivers react. Pick the brains of some of the off-road vets that are surely there. Of course, these are generalizations. For example, Valley Invasion, an event hosted by the Pirate Off-Road Nation, has groups of about 15 rigs on a trail each day. That's quite a few. However, it is a faster paced run even with the amount of vehicles present. We did manage to get some good footage though. Check out the Valley Invasion playlist if you're interested. But to put it in a nutshell, small groups means faster runs. Not a lot of walking around or socializing. You are there to wheel. They can be a bit stressful, especially if someone new, and you must be alert at all times. But the sense of accomplishment and the great night's sleep after a successful run, it's amazing. A large group is a social event in terms of off-roading. Plenty of breaks and chances to mingle, coupled with being outside and getting your rig at least a bit dirty, makes for a very enjoyable day. So let me know what you enjoy most about going on a run in the comments. Is it pushing a rig to the limits, the satisfaction of crushing a difficult obstacle, the people, either meeting new ones or getting together with old friends? Let me know. Hopefully somebody that is getting into wheeling finds this at least a little bit helpful, along with any of the tips or whatever in the comments. I know it was a big eye-opener for me going from a small to a large run, so maybe this will prepare you a little bit for what to expect. Cheers all, and no matter how you wheel, enjoy it. Nature, friends, and dirty rigs, good times.